You probably don't need us to tell you it's cold out there. It's bone-rattling cold the past few days, in fact, with record lows in the single digits expected for tomorrow. Well, it turns out medical personnel are on alert. That because health experts say there's a direct correlation between frigid weather, the onset of illness, and trips to the emergency room. Tonight, NJN News health and medical correspondent Sarah Lee Kessler offers some tips for avoiding illness, injury, and the ER in extreme cold.
First step, cover up. Jogging in shorts is not a smart activity this time of year. These runners are prime candidates for frostbite or hypothermia. The key to weathering the Arctic Express is warm, dry layers.
Silks, and then cotton, wool, and what do they call it, Carhartts.
And health experts say no matter how you feel about hats, you've got to put one on in frigid weather like this because 90% of your body heat escapes through the top of your head.
The biggest fear is exposure to the cold climate, especially the ends of our bodies, such as our fingers, our head, our ears, our nose.
I'm transferring the patient.
Good.
JFK Medical Center in Edison has already seen a spike in upper respiratory infections and pneumonia, and ice left over from last week's snowstorm has generated falls and fractures.
We have hip fractures, ankle fractures, shoulder fractures, so we are seeing a rise of those kinds of injuries.
Shoes that provide traction are a must right now. So are warm gloves or mittens and a windproof, water-repellent jacket.
Also, this cap also, this will be work.
You should also know that if you're out of shape or have an underlying cardiac condition, snow shoveling can trigger a heart attack and trip to the emergency room. It's also important to remember that pets are susceptible to the cold too.
They make sweaters and coats, again, especially for the smaller dogs.
But the most practical advice comes from these PSE&G linemen.
Oh, get out of the cold, maybe about a half hour, 45 minutes, warm it back up again, and then go for it again.
Covered up and ready for frigid weather. Sarah Lee Kessler, NJN News, Newark.